I just woke up from a nap. I looked through my YouTube subscription feed and I came across a video by TMZ Sports entitled Kurt Angle Says There's No Way He's Wrestling at Royal Rumble. It's 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The first minute he talks about a potential return to the Royal Rumble. And the last half of the 2 minutes, he says the following.
I believe Hulk Hogan will get another chance. I just think it's a matter of time. You have to remember what he gave to sports entertainment. He is the absolute biggest name in wrestling. Him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I put The Rock up there too. And John Cena, especially the last 13 years, what he's done. But Hulk Hogan is the anchor to professional wrestling. He's the one that made it mainstream. So will he be back in WWE? I don't know. Does he deserve another shot? Yes. Hulk Hogan is a great guy. I have never heard him say one negative thing about anybody. He's a pretty cool person, and he has relationships with people of all color, of all race, of all, it's never been an issue with him. So whether he was in a bad place in his life when he said those things, I don't know, but I could tell you that Hulk Hogan will be a staple in professional wrestling forever.
I hope you guys could hear that. If not, pull up that TMZ video, TMZ Sports Kurt Angle. I hope you could hear it. I'm not going to repeat it. He basically said that he believes Hulk Hogan will be back. Okay. I'm pretty sure if you know anything about Hulk Hogan, you know what happened, why he's no longer with WWE. But if you don't know, I will tell you why he is no longer with WWE. Okay. In 2015, it was discovered that he had been secretly recorded in a sex tape with his former best friend, Bubba the Love Sponge, in a sex tape with his then wife, Bubba's wife, which Hogan did not know that he was being recorded. And he made some comments about black people using the N-word. Okay. Let me read you the quotes. This was all based on apparently some rich black man willing to bankroll his daughter's singing career. And he thought that she was involved with this black guy's son. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I don't know. I don't care. I didn't go that deep into it. But this is what he had to say about that situation and his daughter possibly being with a black guy. Okay. First, he said, I guess we're all a little racist. Okay. He went on to say, she is making some real bad decisions now. My daughter Brooke jumped sides on me. I spent 2 to 3 million on her music career. I've done everything like a jackass for her. The one option Brooke's career besides me, is to sell Beach records. Okay, I guess he called the guy who offered to bankroll her music career. He called him a black billionaire guy. He said, I don't know if Brooke was fucking the black guy's son. I mean, I don't have double standards. I mean, I am a racist to a point. Fucking niggers. But then it comes to nice people and shit. But then when it comes to nice people and shit and whatever. I mean, I'd rather if she was going to fuck some nigger, I'd rather have her marry an 8 foot tall nigger worth $100 million like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist. Fucking nigger. Now I remember when that came to light. First I really heard about it, and they didn't say the comments. I had to look up comments myself. But it was being discussed on Sirius XM's Busted Open radio show. And I remember just them being so critical, saying what Hogan said and how bad it was, and they pretty much ran the guy down. And I looked into what he said, and I was like, wow, I wanted to give the guy the benefit of the doubt because, full disclosure, I was a Hulk Hogan fan. I was a lifelong fan. If you would have asked me who was my childhood hero, I would have said Hulk Hogan. Like, I started watching wrestling in 1990. The guy was like a real life hero. I mean, he was the real American. He was muscular. He had a great message. He always seemed to overcome evil, overcome the bad guys. This guy was on a pedestal. And I'm like, well, I want to hear I want to hear his response. And sure enough, what was his response? His response was to People magazine. 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it, and I apologize for having done it. This is not who I am. I believe very strongly that every person in the world is important and should not be treated differently based on race, gender, orientation, religious beliefs, or otherwise. I am disappointed with myself that I use language that is offensive and inconsistent with my own beliefs. Once I heard that, it confirmed that the reports were true, that he indeed used the racist language which I read a few minutes ago. At that point, I was like, wow. I was dumbfounded, I was extremely disappointed. To be honest, my childhood felt tainted. I honestly, I really don't even look at wrestling the same way as I once did. Also heard, not too long ago, a few weeks ago, it's a video right here on YouTube. Teddy Long, just do your own research. Teddy Long, Ric Flair. Teddy Long is on video saying that Ric Flair once called him the N-word, and I don't look at Ric Flair the same, and I don't look at Hulk Hogan the same either. And I feel like that part of my childhood is kind of ruined and tainted. What I believed, so strongly as a kid was just a bunch of bull. And, I can't look back at those moments, with the golden halo and the glow that they once had, the WrestleManias and the great wrestling moments and events. I don't view them the same anymore. I'm making this video for all of the Hulk Hogan defenders, for the people that say that I'm hearing always say that Hulk should be back, Hulk should get another chance, Hulk will get another chance, Hulk will be back, he maybe he was in a bad place, maybe he made a mistake, I want to be clear. I can't speak for all black people. I can't speak for anybody but myself. But let me just say, as a guy who, idolized this guy as a kid, who looked up to him, who thought so much of the guy, who believed in his real American gimmick, it was just exactly what it was. It was a gimmick. It was not real. Okay, for years. As a guy who feels like his childhood is somewhat tainted, for what has happened, for what has come to light, for having said some guy, just seemingly blatantly lied to us for years, decades, over 30 years. Um, I'm sorry, but I am not forgiving Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry. I believe in second chances. You know, but this guy said what was in his heart when he thought that he was in private, when he thought he was behind closed doors in a private setting and a private conversation. He said what he really felt in his heart. You know, um, I'm sorry, but what he said is what he feels. And I do not want to hear or believe, I don't want anybody to try to sell me that this guy was just going through a bad moment in his life, that he was, that he really didn't mean it, that he treats everybody well. I do not want to hear it, man. This guy came out with the truth. He said what he felt, and I'm telling you, the racist stuff is that stuff that I do not forgive people for, man. I don't. Either you're racist or you're not. I mean, either you have that in your heart or you don't. And this guy apparently had it in his heart. His own words. He had to apologize for it. He did not deny it. He apologized for saying the things that were reported. You know, So am I supposed to believe, oh, he didn't mean it, oh, he just was going through a bad moment in his life, That's not me, man. I do not want to see Hulk Hogan on TV again. I do not want to see him in WWE. Not that I'm watching WWE, but I have a WWE Network subscription that I have had since the network was created, and I really don't even use it. But I tell you, I do not want to see Hulk Hogan again, man. I don't. I'm not wishing anything bad on this guy, but why should we be fooled and have this racist on TV, trying to come off as fake, acting like he really didn't say those things, or like he's not like that. I'm not trying to buy it, man. And I'm not forgiving him for being a racist. I'm not. The guy said it. Was in his heart, and I'm not believing any different. I'm not, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. This guy said these things, and hey, he's got to live with it, man. But I am not trying to see him on TV. I'm not trying to hear about him getting a second chance. And that's just how I feel about it, man. This guy was presented to us as being the quote unquote real American. He wasn't sold to us as the real American who only liked whites, or the real American who didn't like blacks, or who didn't like Asians or Latinos or whatever. He was the quote unquote real American. Fight for the rights of every man. Isn't that what the song said? That's what he walked out to. We believe this guy stood for everybody. And in 2015, we found out where this guy's head and heart really, really lied. And I'm telling you, man, I don't want to see the guy. I don't want to hear the guy. I'm not wishing anything bad on the guy. But please, I do not want him on my TV. I do not want this man being glorified, celebrated. I'm not saying forget the man forever. Hey, they can put him back on the WWE Hall of Fame page. His matches are on the WWE Network to be viewed. When the man passes away, they can put the highlights up, put his picture up. Have a 10-bell salute and all that. But for him to be on current day TV, in segments, having mic time to talk and be addressed in front of, for him to address a live crowd and the viewing audience at home, nah, man, for him to be around the black wrestlers of today, no. And I've heard these guys, the Booker T's and Stevie Ray's coming out speaking and trying to defend this guy, Kurt Angle. Man, you guys need to stop aligning yourself with Hulk Hogan, man. You really do, because I am not trying to hear it, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other people, and not just black people, who are not trying to hear this bullshit about Hulk Hogan. I am not in the forgiving spirit and mood for Hulk Hogan, man. The guy's true feelings came out, and it is what it is. He said what he said. It is on the record. It has been documented, and he apologized for it because the shit was real. So, please stop defending Hulk Hogan and do not put this man back on TV. I do not want to see him. I do not want to hear him. Good luck to him and his family. He had a lot of great contributions to pro wrestling, and he has been celebrated for it throughout the years, more than enough. So, yeah. And I'm not feeling any sympathy for him because he put himself in that situation. And I need to make these comments. I saw and heard Kurt Angle's statement, and I said, man, you know what? I need to speak about this. I was not doing videos at that time, but I needed to make a comment on this, man, because my feelings are strong. Hulk Hogan, keep him out of my sight, keep him out of the limelight, and I am not budging on it. Thanks for watching.